Good afternoon. It's Thursday, February 1st, 2024. Peace is the path to the prosperity of a nation. Let peace reign. On the news this afternoon, court orders arrest of Rivers Government House Chief of Staff Edison Ehi despite prior restraining order. Rivers State Government defends recent appointment of acting agency head. Leadership crisis in Rivers IPAC elicits reaction. Victim of Nembe jetty fire seeks financial help for treatment as death toll rises. Federal government to save millions of naira yearly from fan relocation. On the foreign scene, FBI says Chinese state hacker group targeted U.S. infrastructure. I am Ifechukwumoyin with the news. A federal high court in Abuja has ordered the arrest of the chief of staff of the River State Government House, Edison Ehi, over his alleged involvement in the burning of the State House of Assembly. This comes despite a ruling by the State High Court in Port Harcourt stopping the police from arresting, detaining, and harassing Mr. Ehi. In the ruling on Wednesday, Justice Withe ordered that Mr. Ehi should be arrested along with 5 other people in Port Harcourt for allegedly participating in some criminal activities. This followed an ex parte application brought before him by the Inspector General of Police. The others to be arrested are Jinjiri Bala, Happy Benedict, Progress Joseph, Adukie Oyageri, and Chibike Peter, also known as Rambo. Yesterday, Justice S.H. Aprioko of the River State High Court granted the motion filed by Mr. Ehi asking the court to stop the police or other security agencies from arresting him following allegations that he was involved in the burning of the State House of Assembly complex in October last year. Correspondent Imekotoka reports that the matter was adjourned to 6th February for hearing. As you may know, the Martin Amihula-led State House of Assembly had written criminal petitions against Edison Ehi to the State Police Command following the invasion and burning of the Assembly chambers by hoodlums. In another development, the Rivers State Commissioner for Information, Joe Johnson, has defended Governor Fubara's recent appointment of acting agency head. As you may know, the State Assembly folded 3 specific appointments: Goodlife Ben as acting chairperson of the Local Government Service Commission, Ine Briggs as acting Director General of the Bureau for Public Procurement, and Tonte Davis as acting administrator of a non-existent New Cities Development Authority. But speaking on Nigerian 4FM's Morning Crossfire, the Information Commissioner faulted the state lawmakers' recent actions towards the governor, accusing them of not honoring their peace agreement.
His Excellency has been trying his best to see how to diffuse the tension, but it does appear that the legislatures are not complementing that effort. There's nothing wrong in appointing somebody on acting capacity. So I want to think that the lawmakers are not able to appreciate the peace dimension of the Fubara-led government. I want to appeal to them as brothers and friends to please, let's shoot this saw and allow this ship to sail. All these threats and counter threats are not going to help anybody. But we're still thinking that a governor of a state does not have power to appoint anybody on an executive capacity.
Okay.
That's unheard of.
He also clarified that Governor Fubara has no issues with the newly reappointed commissioners, as speculations trail the governor's warning to the commissioners not to sabotage his government.
The governor's statement is not an ambiguity. I don't want us to read meanings. Anybody who has the right to hire has the power to fire. So it's simple, it's simplistic. It's not in my place even say with the government of Asinala Fubara. In the past, commissioners were sacked and functionaries of government sacked and replaced. So I'm not envisaging that. It's not in his nature, but it's in the rule book that if you underperform, of course, you know the consequences. Their coming will be to add value to the system, like I advise them.
The Information Commissioner further spoke on local government elections.
Is it not constitutional? It's statutory, sir. We cannot, if you have overseen your term, there's no use, anybody can keep you. So the governor has not said specifically what he wants and when he wants the local government election conducted. Mandatory on him, there is a constitutional matter. I believe that as a stickler to the rule, he will not deviate.
Moving on, leaders of some political parties in River State have been speaking on the seeming crisis rocking the Inter-Party Advisory Council (IPAC) in the state. Spokesman of the Labour Party in the state, Gogo Wellington, accused the Rivers PDP of causing the crisis. He tells correspondent Yobi Oluware that steps are being taken to ensure that those...
Hello, my name is Faith Mori, your 6-feet Amazon goddess from the Real Housewife of Lagos. It's 12 o'clock and almost time for the new Showmax app coming soon. Showmax.com.
Apologies for that break. Moving on, leaders of some political parties in River State have been speaking on the seeming crisis rocking the Inter-Party Advisory Council (IPAC) in the state. Spokesman of the Labour Party in the state, Gogo Wellington, accused the Rivers PDP of causing the crisis. He tells correspondent Yobi Oluware that the steps are being taken to ensure that those impersonating the leadership of IPAC are brought to book.
Was well published and in the public domain that the Desmond Akawo-led IPAC was dissolved, and so Selma is now in charge of IPAC, a glaring impersonation being carried out by Aaron Chukwuemeka, who is the acting state chairman of the PDP. The PDP is trying to parade itself as the sole controller of the Inter-Party Advisory Council in Rivers State. The necessary steps are being taken to report these acts of impersonation.
Now, on the spot, the spokesperson of the African Democratic Congress, ADC, Lucky Man Egila, said the party has decided not to participate in any activities of IPAC until the leadership tussle in the council is resolved.
IPAC is polarized with a lot of corruption and a lot of issues. As for ADC, for now, we don't belong to any of the factions in IPAC because the crisis in IPAC is becoming just too much. So until these crises are resolved, we cannot say we belong to this party or in this faction or that faction. So for now, we are kind of very, very neutral when it comes to IPAC issues. That is our stand.
Meanwhile, the acting chairman of PDP in the state, Aaron Chukwuemeka, has not responded to text messages by our correspondent on the issue. As you may know, chairmen of the PDP and SDP are laying claims to the chairmanship position of IPAC. Away from that, the death toll in the Bonny Bile Nimbe jetty fire incident has risen to 7. This is as a relative of one of the survivors told our correspondent that her sister lost 4 of her children aged 3, 5, 8, and 13 while traveling from Port Harcourt to Nimbe. A survivor, Rebecca Ekine, who spoke to our correspondent from her hospital bed, said she needs assistance to fund her medical treatment.
I was in my boat. I now saw the man just touch the engine. I just see something just out. Look, there is a fire. Nobody sees. I was the person that was shouting, see fire, see fire. So we were started running. The whole place blocked. So we don't know that to pass. The fire now jumped to our boat. I don't know what to say. I was holding one of my sons and the other of my daughter. Somebody was holding her. So I now jumped into the water with my son. After that, I don't know again.
Still to come, federal government to save millions of naira yearly from relocation of fan. Stay with us. proposed a minimum wage of 436,500 naira for Nigerian workers ahead of negotiations on the new national minimum wage. Chairman, Trade Union side joint meeting of the National Public Service Negotiating Council, Benjamin Anthony, made the proposal at a meeting of the council in Nasarawa State. And now to business. The Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Festus Keyamo, says the federal government will save more than 415 million naira in airfares yearly with the relocation of the headquarters of the Federal Airport Authorities of Nigeria, FAN, from Abuja to Lagos. He said the amount would have been spent by officials on trips from Abuja to attend meetings in Lagos in May. Now to end, actor Alec Baldwin has pleaded not guilty to involuntary manslaughter over the death of cinematographer Halyna Hutchins. Now, Miss Hutchins was shot on the set of a movie, Rust, in Mecca in October 2020, firing a pistol. Samuel Ito has accused of match fixing his make threat. On the says and told the hacking of a Chinese state-sponsored group that had been targeting key public infrastructure like the power grid and pipelines in the U.S. The FBI accused the group known as Typhoon of hacking into hundreds of routers to access data on U.S. Act. The Chinese government is yet to respond to the accusation. That's around news this afternoon. Before we go, let's have our stories. Has House Chief Star Edison here, despite a prior restraint. A victim named Jetty Fire is seeking financial help for treatment as the death toll rises. And on the foreign scene, the FBI says a Chinese state hacker group targeted U.S. infrastructure. The news was edited by Constance Mega. To reach the news team, send an SMS or WhatsApp to 0808-721-7215. I'm Ifechukwu Moyeli. Many thanks for listening.